Hello, this is Robert Kinman. It is the 9th of October. It is currently Columbus Day here in the United States. That's why I chose to do my video today. I'm not trading today. I usually don't trade on any red letter holidays. I just find that the markets have a tendency to trick you, stop you out, and whatnot. So not trading today. I just want to, let's start off with the Dixie. See where we think the US dollar is going to go for the week. We talked about last week about how this support level is currently holding. So on the weekly chart, we are currently bullish the dollar, but a lot can happen in the week. Drilling down to the 4-hour chart, we can see where price has been testing this high that was currently made of this correction of the prior downtrend. Created an upward thrust and started heading lower. Just to zoom in a little bit, get a better picture. What also is happening here, it looks like we could be having I guess you can call it an exhaustion channel, or maybe you can even call it a ascending triangle. As of right now, we are testing the lower end of this trend line. Price could pop higher, or this level could start to break down and the pair could head lower. If that is the case, we could be looking at a larger head and shoulders pattern, which would bring the pair up. As long as this level holds, still bullish the pair, I would favor the head and shoulders pattern. But with that being said, even though there's some clues that the dollar could break down a little bit this week, you got to look at the news events this week as well. So this could get tricky. So here's my FX book. I've filtered the news for the week to just the high-level news announcements. Very strong dollar this week. A lot of news for the dollar. The speeches may not really move too much, but Friday definitely would be expecting some movement happening Friday. So the dollar's been trending stronger week after week with news announcements. This is where things can start to get tricky. Week before, dollar, every announcement strong. After that, dollar, price is moving in the dollar's favor after every news announcement. If you continually to go with the trend of news announcements, that very well could happen this week as well. Ruling out our bias for the dollar, possibly creating an exhaustion. So what I'm saying is you need to be very careful this week trading. There could be a lot of stops triggered this week because the market may look like it's heading in a certain direction and it go completely the opposite. So just be careful this week and really just take a look at how the charts develop over the week to give you a stronger bias going into Friday. All right, euro dollar. Okay, so last week we talked about euro dollar carving into this resistance level and possibly heading higher. You can see to where the descending triangle is happening right now. That is also because of the US dollar creating what we just looked at before. Price can continually wedge down, come up, create that right shoulder, start heading lower. Just be careful. This could be, say, a leading indicator, and price could fly right through this. All right, just be careful trading this pair. But I would look for, I would prefer to see price come up and create that right shoulder, and then give us a really good risk to reward for the pair to head lower. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD's been pretty tricky. Last week we mentioned dollar CAD coming up to test this this prior resistance level, carve itself a little bit from this mid channel and then head lower. Dollar continually showed strength, popped up, went higher. Right now, seems like no matter how you fit the dollar CAD, nothing seems to fit right now. When you're starting to have things not fit, you need to start like I start to think of something's changing, and when things change, they bring opportunity for a trade. So as of right now, I'm actually thinking dollar CAD's going to head higher. Just because nothing's fitting right now, I do think that the dollar CAD's going to head higher. Keep an eye on these levels here for a little bit of resistance. But right now we have a pretty strong floor right here. I would prefer price to pull back into this floor and then have dollar strength just take over and bring the pair up higher. So I'm looking for a pullback for a trade. As of right now, we don't have a strong enough level for me to put a stop behind for a long. Even though the short side would give us more opportunity, just got to kind of wait for the week to come through and see where things lead. And with the dollar and the amount of news that's happening this week, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to get trapped this week. So just be careful trading this pair as well. Pound dollar. Last week we looked at this high as possibly acting as a resistance zone, seeing if price could carve out here in the mid channel and possibly start heading higher. The dollar came out with great news and price came down, is now testing this high of the channel. Currently, price has bounced and is coming higher. Right now, I prefer to be buying at the bottom of this channel. I think right now the best thing to do is kind of wait to see how price comes out. One area that you can look at is this sort of axis area here. See how price reacts to this area. Could give you an area to trade lower. If not, look for price to come back up into this level here and for the pair to head lower. Australian dollar. Well, last week I was telling you that as long, let's pull it on the weekly. As long as this high was being, price was above this high right here, I continually was saying that I was going to be in favor of the Australian dollar to head higher. Coming back down to the 4-hour chart. We were in this range here. I said if price was going to stay above this level, I favored price coming up. If price did break below, to look for selling this pair. Well, price has broken down below. This looks like what I would like to do is, let me rephrase this before I get ahead of myself. As long as this area holds as resistance, I would prefer a pullback into this area and for price to head lower. And I have drawn a trend line from the previous lows, and I would be looking for some support around this area, and then we can further see what price does if price comes down to this level. New Zealand dollar. All right. So previously we mentioned this was the area to get in around this axis level. Prices continually head lower. We broke free of this low here. Looks like a possible channel could be in place. All right. So if this is a channel, we would be currently testing lows. I would like to see this pair do a pullback into this level where we can look for an opportunity to continue to sell the New Zealand dollar, or even price could continue higher. Give us some trading opportunities mid-channel, or even go up towards the top of this channel and continually make lower highs. Dollar Swiss, last week mentioned that it could be possibly in a range that I preferred looking at dollar strength, and I wasn't expecting this top to hold. Price did break free. Price has since then pulled back and is testing this level. Not very clean. It still looks like it's sort of looks like it's forming some form of triangle here. Just be careful of this pair. I do believe that we still have some dollar strength here. Anything breaking back lower below this level, we could continue the range back below. If prices start to close down here, we can start to see prices continually head lower, or we can actually see things possibly just go sideways a little bit and start heading higher. Not very clear, this pair. If the news announcements is great this Friday, price could very well spike up. Just not a clear picture. I will be avoiding this pair this week for sure until something more clear develops with the dollar Swiss. Dollar yen, continually see all over the news, not the news, but just Twitter blasts that the pair is overbought for the dollar yen. As of right now, I see the pair in a range. I would prefer to be selling on the top of the range. As of right now, price has not tested the top of this range, and I don't really believe in overbought and oversold, even though it's nice to hear those levels are coming in because it starts people are starting to look at going in the opposite direction. If the dollar does good news this week, I do see this pair heading up higher, and then us going into this resistance level and possibly giving us a trading opportunity to trade the pair lower. So those are the majors. That's just currently how I see things happening this week. Just remind you, be careful this week, as charts may tell us one thing, and then the news events just completely send things in the opposite direction, and getting a lot of people trapped in the wrong direction. So have a good trading week. Take care.